Welcome to the Roar Room, truth on the mic. Healing the soul, we rise and ignite. Mind, body, spirit aligned in the flame. Roar Room tribe, we roar in our name.
When the spirit bows to the light, there comes a time along life's road when hearts grow weary from the load. When words fall silent, answers cease, and restless minds can find no peace. The masks we wear begin to break. The soul begins at last to wake. The noise of earth starts fading away, and truth steps softly into the day. The sacred scene is more than art. It's a mirror of the human heart. Hey! The moment when the spirit bends and something greater gently descends. The angel kneels beneath the glow, not out of weakness, but to grow. Its wings stretched wide toward realms above, a symbol of wisdom, faith, and love. For true strength isn't standing tall, pretending we can conquer all. It's knowing when to release control and trust the journey of the soul. The light that pours from heaven's height represents eternal sight, a source beyond all names and creeds, the force from which creation breathes. And as the angel bows its head, the chains of old illusion shed. The ego softens, fear lets go, making room for truth to grow. Yeah, know justice before you part. The wings remain a work of art. The soul is not defeated there. It's gathering strength through humble prayer. Many confuse surrender with defeat, but they're not even close to meet. One abandons hope and walks away, the other trusts a brighter day. For every seeker comes to find the hardest battles are inside the mind. The fears we hide, the wounds we keep, the promises we fail to keep. The pride, the pain, the doubts we fight, the shadows hiding from the light. But when we finally choose to see the truth that sets the spirit free, what seems like loss becomes a gain, and purpose rises from the pain. The waters below reflect the skies, revealing one of wisdom's ties. As within, so shall it be. As without, the world will see. When chaos rules the heart and mind, its reflection isn't hard to find. But when peace is planted deep within, a new and brighter life begins. The sin is not just of wings and grace, it's every soul in every place, every heart that's shed a tear, every soul that's battled fear, every dreamer who has prayed, every wanderer who lost their way, every person brought to their knees, searching for answers in life's mysteries. And through it all, the light remains. Beyond the storms and trust the sacred flow. Perhaps the lesson shining bright within this vision of heavenly light is not that strength means standing alone, but knowing when you finally grow. The strongest souls are not those who never fall, nor those who believe they can conquer all. They are the ones who seek what's right, who kneel before truth and rise with light. And when they return from the depths they've crossed, they carry wisdom born from loss, a brighter flame for all to see, a beacon of what we're meant to be.
All aboard.
All aboard the truth train, right?
Here we go. Hope y'all enjoy the show. It's going to be wild and crazy night. Happy Friday. All right, we want Friday all the way with tomatoes.
Yeah.
We got a homegrown tomato grower here.
Yeah.
Hey, I might be late to knowing this, but yesterday, Bud and I went to a farmer's market, and the guy said, I was talking to him about this garlic because it's like had green on the end of it, like it wasn't normal. So he said, yeah, well, the kind that you're buying now in the grocery store has probably been there for like a year, like it's been somewhere for a year. So yeah, the tomatoes do look like that sometimes. So is it really a year that they have things like, are they freezing it?
What garlic?
I guess all of it. I don't know.
Garlic. Well,
But it's
certain
definitely
things you
different.
can store for a long time, like tomatoes and stuff. You can't. You gotta. They only store so long, and then
All right, which one do you
gotta
think's
can
got the
it.
most
Makes
nutrients?
it-
It don't matter it doesn't matter how it looks as long as it gets there looking like a tomato when you receive it. It
That's
don't
what
matter
they
how
think.
long. They don't care how long they've been storing their food.
Oh yeah,
By the
yeah.
time it gets, they don't. You think they give a shit?
No.
They try to preserve it. How can they make it last longer? How can they spray the shit out of it with chemicals and not kill the plant?
And that's one thing we were going to talk about. The Supreme Court case on Monsanto's.
Oh well.
Yeah, and what's funny is Trump's just giving farmers a bunch of money, and I will have to go over that.
Well, you might as well go ahead and go into it.
Okay, let me
Since we're
find
talking
it.
about tomatoes,
Well,
before they
because-
start throwing tomatoes at us.
right, because we're talking about people think of the farmers, they think of the
Regular farmer,
farmers, not the corporate farmers, right?
you know, the one that
So
sells.
who's getting all the money? The corporate farmers, right? The ones that's been spraying your stuff with
Glyphosate,
pesticides and
pesticides,
glyphosate,
Roundup.
Monsanto's.
But what's crazy is they themselves are getting cancer.
Right. Well, see,
Yeah.
this is the thing. Let me see. Let me find it. Because they're saying it hasn't been proven, even though people have linked it to that, right? To cancer or stuff like that. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it was the Supreme Court ruling Roundup cancer lawsuit curtailed case. It was Monsanto versus Durnell. The decision was made June 25th, 2026, vote 7-2. The Supreme Court ruled that the federal pesticide law, FIFRA, preempts state-level failure to warn lawsuits claiming Roundup should have carried a cancer warning. Because the EPA has reportedly concluded that glyphosate does not require a cancer warning, states cannot impose additional labeling requirements. This decision effectively shuts down most state-based Roundup cancer claims. So what this means for Americans: fewer lawsuits against Monsanto and Bayer. The ruling blocks tens of thousands of pending and future state lawsuits that argued Roundup caused cancer and should have had a warning label. This means far fewer payouts to plaintiffs. Many existing cases will be dismissed. Stronger federal control over warning labels. The court reaffirmed the EPA decisions override state requirements. You hear that? Overrides the state requirements. This means states cannot force companies to add cancer warnings if the EPA says they're not required. Companies now have one national standard, not 50 different state standards. This strengthens federal regulatory power and weakens state level consumer product protection lawsuits. Consumers will not see cancer warnings on Roundup. Because the EPA does not require a cancer warning for glyphosate, these rulings ensure no cancer warning labels will appear on Roundup or similar products. Consumers who believe that Roundup is dangerous will need to rely on their own risk assessments, not a warning label. Harder path for individuals claiming injury. People who believe Roundup caused their cancer now have fewer legal avenues. State failure to warn claims are largely blocked. Only very few narrow types of lawsuits will still proceed, such as like manufacturing defects, and those are much harder to win. This ruling significantly reduces legal recourse for individuals. So lower costs for farmers and home gardeners. Because Monsanto's Bayer faces fewer lawsuits and no new labeling requirements, product prices are less likely to rise due to litigation costs. Roundup will remain widely available and relatively inexpensive. This is especially important for farmers who rely on glyphosate-based herbicides, a major win for corporations in product liability law. This ruling sets a powerful precedent. If a federal agency approves a product label, states cannot override it through lawsuits. This could affect future casing involving pharmaceuticals. You see that?
Yeah.
Chemicals, consumer products, and medical devices. It shifts the balance towards federal uniformity and away from the state jury decisions. So, see, they're going. This makes me so mad. Public health debate will continue even though the court sided with the federal regulators. The scientific debate over glyphosate safety is not settled. EPA says it's safe. The World Health Organization, ARC, classifies glyphosate as probably carcinogenic. Many Americans remain skeptical. The ruling does not settle the science, only the legal question of labeling. So, and then Trump just announced today he's given the farmers how much? I forgot, it's a lot. But are they going to continue to use the Monsantos, the glyphosate? There's two different organizations that saying one saying it's safe, the other one saying it's not safe. So that debate's still going on. Grow your own
food. Look at that tomato on the screen, guys. Come on. One's homegrown and one's from Sonic. You pick which one you want on your burger. And guess what? Most of those places, and we're going to get into that here in a second.
Yeah, didn't Chevron difference take
fast food joints?
Yeah, it did, but nothing. We have to enforce that. That's our job. Right, the Chevron difference does get rid of that, but as long as we keep imagining these things are actually run stuff and rely on them, then it will continue. Just like the corporate government, right? The corporation, it will keep running as long as we believe it. Keep giving it our energy, our power.
I sent a video to you about this, and then I did send a little text message email to our local grocery store today about this company. I'm not sure if we're supposed to name. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. So about this company that is really bad with the berries and stuff. I sent them a note to like the main headquarters to let
That
them know.
fiscal.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what the video's about too that I sent you. Um, yeah, so if we start messaging the headquarters, maybe that'll help too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just see they care about money, so that if they stop using that pesticide, then they have to worry about
Losing.
bugs eating up their crops.
So if they're worried about profits.
Profit over people, right?
You see what I'm saying? They'd eat those bugs, eat into their profit. And it's already slim. They're already selling the crops for hardly nothing anyway
Well, they were
to
supposed to.
foreign countries, so they can turn around and sell it back to us. Even the meat.
Weren't they supposed to be using these herbs and these plants to be able to put them around where the crops are growing so that the bear and the little animals don't go in and the bugs don't go in? Like, isn't that the whole point of having the herbs and stuff out there?
Yeah, I mean that's for like regular farmers, but
Yeah.
corporate farmers is totally different. They don't do it like we do it,
Right.
right? Hey,
Not one single fast food restaurant in the United States owns or operates their own beef farms. Not McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, In-N-Out, none of them. When 40% of the US population eats beef from fast food restaurants on a daily basis, not a single one of them owns or runs or operates their own beef farm, but instead runs and operates 144 sick and ill children's centers. Could you imagine if Toyota just did not own or operate or run any Toyota manufacturing plants? That would sound crazy. A commercial for KFC where they baptize this person in a lake of gravy and it comes out a chicken wing. Not one single fast food restaurant in the United States owns or operates their own beef farms.
But hey, they sell beef, right?
and guess who? Yeah, someone just posted this in the chat of the list of Monsanto's employees, right? This is who was involved with Monsanto's. Clarence Thomas worked as an attorney in Monsanto's pesticide and agricultural division from 1977 to 79 before becoming a U.S. Supreme Court justice. Michael Taylor worked as a lawyer for Monsanto. Later served as the FDA deputy commissioner. Let's see.
That's like Pam Bondi and Pfizer.
Right.
Like, you wonder why nobody's going to jail? Because they're all lawyers of the companies you're wanting to be taken down.
That's where they were picking their crop from, was in the
Duh.
yeah, on their way up. Who was the biggest scumbag
Yeah.
at this company? We're looking for a new scumbag.
Yeah. Scumbags are the big winners.
So Monsanto's, and which is now Bayer, has historically had significant lobbying influence, with many former government officials later working for industry and vice versa. So they heavily lobby politicians. They call it a revolving door.
Yeah. It's like
So he
Apex.
worked for them, and like Clarence Thomas worked for them before he became a.
That's called a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
If they profit off of something yet they're making laws or something to the effect of to benefit themselves, there's a federal conflict of interest law. What is the penalty for that?
What?
For federal conflict of interest. Been profiting, but if you can't be sitting in a position, if you're going to be profiting off the vote, whether a yes or a no is involved, you can't. How are you? So you see why all the congressmen and women are getting rich?
Because they lobby them.
Yeah, they lobby. They
bills are not
right.
bills.
Look, come on.
And remember the legal, there's a difference between legal and lawful. The legal, it's legal, you bunch of scumbags, but it's not lawful because that includes ethics and morals.
The penalty for a federal conflict of interest violation under 18 U.S.C. 208 is defined by 18 U.S.C. 216. It can be a civil or criminal, depending on whether the violation was intentional. A federal employee who violates conflict of interest law can face civil fines. Is that a fine?
Civil fine? What?
Up to
Give me
more
a
than
break. What? Let me guess. Community service?
per violation, and for willful violations, up to 5 years in prison.
Yeah. So, I mean, so we got that. Oh, let me get that video. There we go.
Of Driscoll's CEO, who controls a third of U.S. berries, is causing uproar after he was caught wincing through a bite of his own product, grown with up to 17 pesticides, referring to it as
Driscoll's isn't just spraying pesticides. They're breeding chemical clones engineered for pure sugar. That sweet berry is a crossbred replica, drenched in cypermethrin, a literal cockroach spray, plunged into a vat of flutioxanil, seeping hormone-disrupting fungicides a day before it hits the shelf. Those soggy remains are then gassed with sulfur dioxide, suffocated in an airless vault until only the sugariest 1% are sealed as the sweetest batch. That batch flagged boscalid, a suspected carcinogen, while organics scanned non-detect on exposure. Comment exposure to scan safer brands.
Man, what are those black? Are those the berries I picked off the vine out in the woods?
What?
Are those raspberries?
Blackberries.
Oh, blackberries?
Real raspberries, blackberries, yeah.
Yeah, you can get these in the wild as long as you...
Yeah, they grow wild out.
Right now, you can go along the tree line.
Strawberries, plant your own strawberries.
Strawberries come up about April, March.
I think that was from Christy in chat, that video.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. Right?
Yeah, that's what I wrote about to that it's called Hannaford, our grocery store. But they put in a new display area, and the display area has this Driscoll. That's like their display area. So I brought it up. A couple of times when I called in, but they're obviously going to start displaying. Like it's not just on an end
the
cap.
number one seller.
Yeah. So they need to know this stuff. And it's good that, like we've all heard all this stuff before, but it's good to have it come back around to remind everybody and new ones that didn't really catch on the first place.
Right. And especially since it looks like they're not going to stop using it.
No. Full speed ahead.
They don't have no reason to. Right?
Yeah, and I think they're in California, so they're growing all year round.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're pumping the cockroach berries out all year round.
Yummy. Oh.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
All right, so I got that in the chat. We got people in a certain village breaking their cell phones. I do that on accident. Smash my phone. How many phones I've been through from smashing the screen?
Are you supposed to take the SIM cards out and set them on fire and then beat the hell out of the phone?
Bleach bit him. Got to get with Hillary Clinton on that one. Testing ain't gonna do shit. You can still recover everything inside of that. Or you can just get all the phones together, and then pull all the metals, the gold and stuff out of it, silver.
Oh, you know what would be great is going to like one of those smash up derbies with the cars, and everybody just throws their phones out and lets them run over them. That would be a party. That's the opposite of the bread and circus. That's like, I'm not even gonna say.
So Thomas Massey says big revelations are connecting Jeffrey Epstein directly to the Israeli government are set to come out here soon. So expect the FF. Massey warns that the Oversight Committee investigating the Epstein files, led by Republican James Comer and top Democrat Robert Garcia, is a joke and a major cover-up for elite PDFs. Bill Gates, Howard Lutnick, Hillary Clinton, and Bill Clinton have all been given a pass. So they're basically bringing people over there and giving them a whitewash.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of revelations still to come out over what Epstein did and his connections to government officials in Israel. There's the audio tape of Jeffrey Epstein advising Ehud Barak on how to leverage the things that he did while he was in office once he becomes a private citizen to extract favors from people. I thought that was very revealing. So I haven't seen the emails you're talking about, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. The Oversight Committee's contribution to this effort has been an absolute total joke. We basically just bring in people over there and giving them almost a whitewash. Once they do some perfunctory testimony there in the Oversight Committee, they check the box. It says, I've showed up and done something. I mean, there's going to be a lot of revelations still to come out over what Epstein did and his connections.
All right. There we go. So a lot of that's coming down the pipe. Right. So expect what happens when you corner an animal. Right? What happens? So expect a bunch of
they laughed out.
You thought what look at what happened in Venezuela. Look at that, what they did, allegedly an earthquake went off and caused all kinds of destruction.
Right, which
just
recently.
Look like
a
just recently, right?
Demolition.
That's a two earthquake place, wasn't it?
Right, a double.
Yeah.
Which is unheard of, right?
We were watching some of it, and so he looked like there was Christ actors in him.
Right, where they.
Out.
What up, IG? It's your boy Killshot. This is part 2 of that video from yesterday about the generals getting called in to go to war within the cities of the United States. This is part 2. This is what they're doing. Notice what he said, loosening the rules of engagement. This terminology is very important. So it's coming, folks. Everything that we've been talking about for years is finally here. What are you going to do with it? This is our moment. This is it. It's time to do this, folks. Get organized, man. Talk to 5 of your neighbors. Get 5 like-minded neighbors in your neighborhood to lock it down when shit goes down. Talk to people, man. Get the like minds together, because we're going to be the ones carrying the load of the unlike minds. If you don't know, now you know. Yo.
Breaking news, martial law is coming in hot. This morning, President Trump told a room packed with generals that America is facing a war from within. He wasn't talking about a foreign enemy. He was talking about our own cities. Trump named places like San Francisco, Chicago, New York, and LA as training grounds for U.S. troops. And here's the kicker. Troops are already on the ground in at least 5 major cities: Memphis, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Portland, and Los Angeles. The president said we're under invasion from within. No different than fighting a foreign war, except this enemy doesn't wear uniform. His defense secretary backed him up, calling for looser rules of engagement and untying the hands of soldiers here at home. Critics say this crosses into dangerous territory that blurs the line between military and law enforcement and risks putting American troops directly against American.
Play that again.
I said, and who did we just recently partner up with?
IDF.
IDF.
Yeah.
And guess where your law enforcement trains at? Not with our military. Someone else's military. A foreign military. IDF.
So what happened? What are we doing right now? We're doing the state fair, right? America's Special State Fair.
Yep.
We watched a little of it where they could go into like this big what was that, a truck where they could walk in. It looked like kind of like a big RV or whatever, but they could walk in. They had like the display of the history of America and Washington D.C. I mean, George Washington and all that. And it anyways, so think about it's called the State Fair. Think about the World Fair, right? And they said they're going to go to every state. So what happened after the World Fair? Back in the 1800s, right? So the World Fair in the United States was designed to celebrate progress, industry, and national pride. But the aftermath often told a very different story. When the crowds left and the lights went dark, the fairgrounds became stage for unrest, economic fallout, and dramatic destruction, including this particular fires that consumed their iconic architecture. So the World's Fair created entire, they say they created these miniature cities, vast landscapes of places, boulevards, and monumental architecture. These structures were never meant to last, right? So the demonstrations after the fairs, across American fairs, the months after closing were marked by labor protests, political demonstrations, and public anger. So tens of thousands of workers were suddenly unemployed. Fair debts strained the local economy. Racial and labor tensions resurfaced, and the buildings were decayed rapidly. So the economic downturn, like the panic of 1893, intensified unrest. Racial segregation at fairs fueled with civil rights protests. Anti-war and anti-fascist groups used the fairgrounds as a rally point. These demonstrations were a side note. They were central to the fair's legacies. Fires that consumed the fairgrounds because the buildings were temporary, they say, and flammable. Fires became the final chapter of many of the fairs. So Chicago, 1893, the White City burns. The most famous example, months after the fair closed, a massive fire swept through the abandoned White City, destroying nearly everything. The Court of Honor, the Manufacturers and Liberal Arts Building, the Agricultural Building. The cause was never proven, but many suspected arson tied to the labor unrest. St. Louis, 1904, fires during dismantling. As workers tore down the fair, several buildings caught fire. Some were intentionally burned because it was cheaper than demolition. San Francisco, 1915, a planned inferno. After the Panama Pacific expedition, most buildings were deliberately burned to clear the land. Only the Palace of Fine Arts survived. It even had to be rebuilt in concrete decades later. New York, 1939, political tension and destruction. The fair ended in financial collapse. Demonstrations surged, and many of the pavilions were burned or demolished as the site was cleared. So the buildings, they're saying the buildings were highly flammable. Cities didn't want to maintain decayed structures. Burning was cheaper than demolition. Abandoned fairgrounds attracted vandalism, and labor and political unrest sometimes turned violent.
Calling for looser rules of engagement and untying the hands of soldiers here at home. Critics say this crosses into dangerous territory that blurs the line between military and law enforcement and risks putting American troops directly against American citizens. One thing is certain. The United States military is no longer just preparing for war overseas. It's being positioned for war on U.S. soil. I've been trying to prepare you for this since 2023. I told you it was coming. Breaking news.
What up, IG? It's your boy Killshot. This is part 2 of that video.
That's cool.
Single guy. Let's call him. Imagine you're at a party with 100 people, and the host brings out 100 slices of pizza. But before anyone can grab a plate, one single guy, let's call him Chad the billionaire, swipes 30 slices for himself, far more than he could ever actually eat. The next 9 guys split 40 slices. That leaves the remaining 90 of you to share the last 30 slices. But it gets worse. The wealthier folks in that group swipe almost all of it, leaving the bottom 50 people in the room to fight to the death over just 2 tiny, cold, greasy slices. That is 25 starving people per slice, while Chad's massive pile slowly rots. Welcome to the United States of America, where this isn't a bad dream, it's our actual macroeconomic reality. We are the Goliath of inequality, a nation where the economic ladder has been stretched so high that the people at the top are booking joyrides to space on a Tuesday afternoon, while the rest of us are trying to survive on the loose change lost in the couch cushions. Let's look at the actual math, because the numbers are delightfully unhinged. According to Federal Reserve data, the wealthiest 10% of Americans now control almost double the wealth of the entire bottom 90% combined. Let that sink in. If you zoom out even further, the 3 richest individuals in America own more wealth than the bottom 50% of the entire country. That's roughly 165 million human beings fighting over the crumbs of those 2 metaphorical slices. But our favorite stat is the CEO to worker pay ratio back in the 1960s. A typical CEO made about 20 times more than their average worker. It was a nice, cozy gap. Today, that ratio has ballooned to over 340 to 1. To put that in perspective, if a modern worker wanted to earn what their CEO makes in a single year, they would have had to start their shift during the Roman Empire and never take a single sick day. We've been trained to believe that if we just hustle harder, we can all buy our own pizza empire. But the game isn't just rigged. The board has been tilted so far back that gravity is doing all the work for the guys at the top. It's time to realize that a society where 3 people hold the keys to half the kingdom isn't a free market. It's just high-tech feudalism with better Wi-Fi.
You will never defeat us. We are everywhere.
We'll see about that.
Are you sure about that?
You sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
So are we. We're everywhere too.
So how do you flip the table, right? Everybody wants to know, right?
Oh, I want to flip a table.
You know how you flip it?
Stop playing.
Well, they got the game board. See that board right there?
Yeah.
We're holding the board, that board up. That's us, the little legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You stop playing.
Yeah, that's us. What happens is when you stand up, they can't place the board on your back. They're doing it off the backs of everyday Americans. That's what's important about this. But people are caught up in the psychological operations brought on by the Department of War, Pentagon, Congress. We are being propagandized into oblivion.
Bad.
Side are you on? The patriot side or the loyalist side? The patriot side loves the Constitution, will uphold, support, and defend the rights and protections of we the people. The loyalist side are people who are loyal to the government. They avoid conflict, and in doing so, they allow government to abuse their granted power. So which side are you on? The patriot side, who loves the Constitution, or the loyalist side, who loves government? So tell me, what side are you on? Freedom or tyranny? Independence or oppression? Our founding fathers fought a revolution to give us the greatest nation on earth. This right here is a call to action. Choose your side and get activated. If you're on the patriot side, we the people have all political power. All government is founded on our authority. All government is instituted for your peace, safety, and happiness. When that's not happening, something is very wrong. And let me tell you, today in our nation, something is very wrong. So if you're on the patriot side and love the Constitution, we the people have at all times an unalienable and indefeasible right to alter, reform, or abolish government. We the people don't need a permission slip from anybody in government. And at the end of the day, the fundamental law is on your side. All government takes an oath to support and defend it. I want to encourage all patriots, read the Constitution, state and federal, and let's take action against bad government servants who lie, who steal, who cheat, and who protect pedophiles. You see, all patriots in America have a responsibility to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
You know it. All of us. Every one of us, right? The militia is the people, right? It's not only our right, it's our duty. That's our duty.
They always made that word like what I have always thought of it is like a bunch of guys on motorcycles in the woods, like ready to shoot people. That's kind of that militia word. That's how they made it
Yeah, that
sound.
they made it. Yeah, they made it sound like really bad.
Yeah,
But it's no, a militia is exercising the Constitution. That's a weapon. That's your sword. Is the Constitution? That's what it was for.
right.
Right? It doesn't mean guns ablazing.
Right.
We don't want that.
No,
We have them.
That's how they try to depict it in the movies,
Yes.
and then at the Bundy Ranch.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We have the remedy, and it's very simple.
Yeah.
just stop participating in their
And
fairy
learn
tales.
learn the Constitution and exercise it, because the law will be on your side then, no
Hey.
matter what. Maybe not right now, but it will
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, everybody's a patriot till it's time to do patriot shit.
Yeah. Where is that?
And now's the time.
Yeah.
Do patriot shit.
There was a quote I posted earlier that's
Do what?
They are called flock cameras because they want to herd us like sheep. They are called flock cameras.
Right.
yeah, it says it's from Thomas Paine, The American Crisis, 1776. Says the summer soldier is just the people that are soldiers during when everything's great, right? They're patriotic when everything's great. And the Sunshine Patriot, right? You're just a patriot when everything's going good. So the Soldier and the Sunshine Patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country.
Yeah.
So any nation that thinks more of its ease and comfort than its freedom will soon lose its freedom. And the ironic thing about it is that it will lose its ease and comfort too. That's W. Somerset Maugham.
Bud agrees.
Yeah, Bud's good like that.
And the most you can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you cannot have both. W. Somerset Maugham. And those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty or safety. Benjamin Franklin.
Delete laws, chili, on YouTube. Delete laws.
To you right now.
There we go.
What I'm about to explain to you right now is absolutely terrifying. Brace yourself. The reason why they have flock cameras everywhere here out in the middle of nowhere when I'm traveling, even in the city between municipality and municipality in New Jersey, where the speed limit goes from 25 to 55 to 35 to 45 to 55 to 25, is so that they can take away our driver's licenses. There's no way that you cannot break at least 3 to 5 traffic laws every single time you drive a car. You went over the fog line, you didn't use your blinker 100 foot prior. So when you lose your driver's license, then you're going to have to rent a car. You know, Elon Musk is creating these electric cars that don't have a driver and don't have a steering wheel. If you drive Lyft or Uber, you have less than 2 years and your job is gone. Now, after you lose your driver's license, you have to get the Elon electric car rental app. So you went on social media and you said something that was considered un-American. You said something that was considered bad because you spoke up against the people who control social media. You know who they are. And now you go to get on your app because you want to take a ride. You want to go to Delaney Hall and you want to add to the protest. And your app will say, I'm sorry, my programming won't allow me to take you there. Or even worse, you went on social media before the digital ID comes, because now they're using facial recognition. They're tracking your phone. This speaker right here is being tracked. And you go to call on your app and your app says to you, I'm sorry, sir, you violated terms and services. You can't get a ride today. So then you think, oh, I'll have my cousin call and I'll take a ride with him. You go to get in the car and the cameras in the car read the facial recognition and they say, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. DeCastro is not allowed to ride with you. Please exit the car, Mr. DeCastro. That's what's happening in our country. That's why Elon Musk wants driverless, steering wheel-less cars. Complete and total dominion over us. Complete and total control over every aspect of our lives. That's why they're destroying all the old cars. All the junkyards across America are being burned. You've seen it. Are you willing to join the revolution before there's food and water shortages? What's it going to take for you to be able to say, I'm ready to revolt? Because we have to revolt in the millions. Get ready, people. Tell your friends.
Yeah, it's a manic system where with the speed limits. I've done that with it's for 50 and it goes down to 25. I'm like, how does that happen?
It's a speed trap.
Yeah, it totally is a speed trap. I gave some cops dirty looks the other day when I was out. I looked at them the whole time I was driving by, like, oh.
And it's totally unconstitutional.
Yeah.
All of that.
And you know what? I spoke up about that on one of the news channels, and everybody's like laughing because I said they need to redo those speed limits, and They are trying to take our licenses in New York with the tickets.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, like he said, it's almost impossible.
Well,
with that, it will be almost impossible. You're gonna mess up one
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's not like they give chance. They don't give chances. Like they can't make a decision on the side of the road. They need it to go to court.
Right. Well, the AI is gonna make the decision.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it doesn't have feelings or compassion.
It doesn't even have a phone number.
Right.
It
You
doesn't-
think
you can't go. You're not gonna. It'll aggravate the f out of you by the time you get to somebody. Like, yeah, it's the most frustrating thing trying to call people nowadays. And once you get them, they're part of the bot people. They can't make a decision. Most of them. There are a few that stand out, and I do say something into the phone so that the AI hears that this person is really good. But most of the time, they're the people that just don't care. They're just there to do their job, and that's it.
well, the bots are gonna be worse than them.
so you heard him say that if you're driving for Lyft or Uber, in the next year or two, your job is going to be replaced by those cars.
Like who's it? That guy Southern Life. He got fired from Lyft.
Yeah.
For driving because he said something about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're going to replace all them with the driverless cars. They're going to get contracts with. And then we look at the new Jetsons movie trailer.
Jim Carrey is coming out in a new movie?
Oh. Jim Carrey likes them. Jim Carrey. Who's the other actor?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Those are two like movies. Whatever they're starring in is like telling you something.
Yeah.
So with Jim Carrey being in the new Jetsons movie, this would be one to pay attention to.
Jim Carrey is coming out in a new movie and is called The Jetsons. And this is based off the cartoon back in the day. And Jim Carrey is the main actor, y'all. And comment down below if you guys ever watched the Jetsons cartoon. And if you're going to go watch this new movie with Jim Carrey.
I could feel it in the walls.
Bro, this is so futuristic. This is sick. Like, think about if the world actually looked like this in the future. I think it will. All the flying cars and stuff.
With your own hands. And when it started falling,
Let's
I realized
go.
The only thing I was never willing to lose was already out there somewhere.
They are really bringing back the Jetsons, y'all, in this new movie. And I love any movie that Jim Carrey is in. So I feel like this movie is going to be really good. Let's go.
Decides for you.
The Jetsons is back, baby.
In 100 years.
Comment down below if you're going to go watch this new movie. Jim.
Talking about the future, right? You see him in driverless cars sitting in it.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there hanging out. He ain't even driving no more. So, driver's license, yeah. That's it. Right now, it seems like far fetched, but give it a few years. Next 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, maybe. Who knows? Look at this. Remember Carvana, that one place that sells.
Yeah.
Look. And how they got you can walk up. It looks like a vending machine for cars, and it's like 5, 6, 7, 8 stories high, and it's got car. You can go. Look at this. These buildings are the storage garage. They just pull them out.
Look at the sun up there. Is that the sun?
Comment down below if you.
Oh, it's a tick. No, nothing.
This looks like a CGI Jim Carrey. This doesn't even look like the real actor. This looks like it's an animation of him.
Probably is.
It's not. Look at his mouth and the way his face is. This isn't really. They're just using his image, right? So if you really think this is Jim Carrey in this movie, you need to get your look at his eyes. It's not even the. It's just like how they had to finish the Fast and the Furious movie after the guy, the main actor, got killed in the car crash. Then they had to finish the movie. But Jim Carrey, that's not look. Like that's not her either. This is all animation, right? Advanced, well, I would say advanced CGI. A lot of green screen studios. So that's the vlog. So less than 2 weeks ago, exposed that 18 law enforcement officers arrested for abusing flock systems to stalk people. We'll add 2 more Atlanta cops to that list. How long will they pretend this won't keep happening? 2 Metro Atlanta deputies accused of misusing county's license plate reader.
See, they don't need the cops either, so they're using it on them. They're disposable. They got AI now.
Yeah, they're just not getting it, are they?
No,
They need me. I'm part of the team.
No.
Oh, yeah?
They're gonna phase them out
No.
by their own mess ups.
It's like you participated in the bank robbery, but now that the bank robbery's over, they're going to eliminate you because they don't want to divvy up the money.
Yeah.
That's what they did in Goodfellas. Remember, they did that huge bank heist or whatever heist, and then they started shooting each one of the Goodfellas off.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
That's if you notice, that's how what happens when these guys get out of line, or when they know too much and they think they're going to go off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Right, like here, and for instance, we had 3 or 4 Houston Police Department deputies all die within 24 to 48 hours, which to me raised the red flag because that's highly unusual. And then you looked at it, and some of them were walking away from their law enforcement careers. They were retired or retiring or at the end, or something was taking place. But yeah, crazy shit, man. It's like
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Seen those driverless cars, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That they lock the people in, they can't even get out.
They're all doing circles and
They
shit.
go in a circle.
Cleveland police asked to keep their surveillance cameras and could not answer one basic question. Do they actually work? On June 17th, a city council committee voted 3-1 against renewing the $250,000 a year contract for about 100 flock license plate cameras. The contract expires June 29th, so the cameras go dark unless that changes. Police.
Okay, 100 cameras. 100 cameras for $250,000 for a year.
About 100 flock license plate cameras. The contract expires June 29th.
What's today? Oh, all right. Here a couple of days.
So the cameras go dark unless that changes.
So the cameras are going to go dark. Oh, do they? Do you really think they go dark?
Police called the cameras essential and warned that losing them could be crippling. Then they admitted officers run about 12,000 searches a month, but they could not say how many stolen cars they recovered or whether crime went down at all.
So they're running 12,000 searches, but no, you can't tell me how much crime is. You're 12,000. Holy shit! That's like it's almost like they're surveilling your whole county.
Yeah, exactly.
12,000 people being searched. What the hell? And we're still waiting for justice to be served on all these other laptops.
Now they're doing
Biden's
it on
laptop.
us and them.
One council member told them flatly, "You didn't show us any numbers." Before voting it down, the committee added an amendment barring Flock from selling or sharing the city's data, which tells you what they're actually worried about. Cleveland joins.
So there's the data sharing, selling it. See, data is the new gold. It's like the new. It's the new gold mine. It's like the new 1949 or 1849 or 49ers or San Francisco gold rush or whatever. Data is the new that. That's the gig. That's why they got so many data centers. 5,000. It's big money.
It only works if we participate, though.
Yeah, well,
a lot
the
of people
surveillance is working on its own.
Your TV.
Well, the stuff that they sell your name, to companies so they can send ads out, basically. Right?
Yeah, I mean they've been doing that. They've been selling your medical records, all sorts of stuff. They
Yeah,
have all
you
class
can't
action
hit
lawsuits.
unsubscribe. You try to unsubscribe, and it's ridiculous. But I thought that Trump
Yeah.
signed something saying that the unsubscribe thing was supposed to work now. Like it could have just been a freaking smoke screen, you know.
Well, when you unsubscribe, that doesn't mean it stops collecting your data. It says it in your terms and conditions.
Your smart TV collects your data.
It doesn't matter if you unsubscribe.
VizziGo TV, especially. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you've logged in. Think about it. If you got a smart TV, everything requires what? A Gmail account? Your phone? Same thing. In order to set up a phone, you have to have an email account. So it's like, it's kind of everywhere. You really got to go back to like a regular old TV before,
right?
To even kind of have any kind of privacy, is to have an older TV.
And we can beat it by if they say to buy something someplace, like an ad comes, you just don't use them. You go someplace local instead of using anything that they send to you. You get manic yourself.
Right.
So I've noticed a lot of people don't even know that they're sitting in front of these at the red light. I noticed that people are clueless until their point is pointed out. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they it's not even in their. Most people,
yeah,
they don't even notice it's there. Like I didn't notice one camera on one of my corners was there until I just looked up to the left. I just noticed, man, I was like, how long has that been there? Like, was that there the whole time? Like, where, like, you know? So like, and then you sit and watch people, you know, drive past it, sit in the traffic jam while it's sitting there staring at you. You know, and it's like, do they even know that they're being monitored? Is that right? Are they informed? Is the public informed on what's taking place?
No.
They don't inform us either. They just stick them out there.
Do you know that's a Fourth Amendment right violation, constitutional right violation on its face? That's major lawsuit against the city and the county. Where's all the lawsuits? Y'all, everybody's waiting on the RV or something. Like if you're rich, you could be suing the shit out of these people. These are constitutional rights violations. They're like civil rights violations. These are Fourth Amendment, right? Because they're if you have a Bluetooth, if you have a wearable watch, and you drive past any of these cameras or systems, they take that. So they map everybody in your car as a family, or they know who all you ride with because you drive past them. Because everybody in your car has a phone. Your kids have wearable watches, Bluetooth headsets now, so they can pick up a Bluetooth signal. They took away the phone jack, right?
So they said, don't use your phone.
Anything with a Bluetooth signal, including if there was a Bluetooth signal in the bioweapons, you could pick that up.
Oh yeah.
During the city.
Don't use your phone in your car. Turn it off and put it in a Faraday bag. Any electronics while you're driving.
Right, you literally got to drive around in a 80 model truck with no
That's
phone.
It. Older car.
Which tells you what they're actually worried about. Cleveland joins Dayton, Fort Collins, and dozens of other cities cutting flock loose. If the numbers existed and they were good, you have to wonder why they were not in the room when the contract was on the line.
And they say, well, if you're not doing nothing wrong, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. Well, then, okay, if 95% of the community's not doing nothing wrong, then why are we surveilling 100% of the community?
Exactly.
Yeah, and eventually you will be doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
There's going to be a law that's put right in place so that you eventually will be caught, or a loved one, or whatever. Somebody is going to get caught because if you don't care now, then yeah, when you start caring, you're not going to have anybody to call because the freaking flock people, they're out to lunch.
Who determines what's wrong?
Yeah.
And they're getting paid $250,000 a year for 100 cameras, and in return, we're getting our constitutional rights violated.
Yeah.
And they only sold them our rights for $250,000.
Yeah.
That's it. They're cheap whores. They're cheap prostitutes. They
Yeah.
prostitute themselves out cheap. I'm shocked at what these people have sold us out for. I look at the numbers. I'm like, wow, that's it.
You remember that guy the other
Just
night?
a couple. You put your life on the line for just a few million.
There, you remember you had the video with the APAC people. It was like 20,000, 19,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those numbers were way low compared to what I thought.
Right? They probably get some sidekicks somewhere.
There is no food. Where can you go? You can't go to Walmart, front-facing cameras. You can't go to Whole Food, front-facing cameras. Once you step out on the street, every single car that was equipped with motion sensing sensors, motion detection sensors, have now had the cameras to detect motion. So you can't leave your house. Automated license plate readers, the flock cameras are monitoring not only cars anymore, but pedestrians. Where can you go? Wi-Fi, motion sensing. It detects where a user is in the house, their heart rate, their heartbeat, their respiratory rate. So what can you do? You haven't eliminated these things. Your phone, your watch, everything is equipped with motion sensing. So where can you go? The Bible says no man shall be able to buy or sell. Even if you were to step outside and violate that executive order, that civil order, even if you were to step outside to try to escape and you're unrepentant, where are you going to go? In the woods? Department of Natural Resources have already had jurisdiction over there. You can't hide out there. There's a no loitering sign out there. You can't loiter. That's a crime. You'll be jailed. Where can you go? A tent on the street? That's loitering. That's a crime. Where can you go, unrepentant sinner? Where can you go? Those who say, oh, well, this doesn't apply. This is fear-mongering. What do you think happened in 2 Kings when the Syrian army surrounded Samaria? And they starved the people, and the women ate their kids. In the Bible, there was a woman that said, hey, look, we're going to eat my kid today, but tomorrow we're going to eat your kid. And Deuteronomy says, these are the things that are going to happen. This is what the end time is going to look like. A digital gulag in the future where you can't go anywhere, you can't buy anything because everything is on your Apple Pay, everything is on your PayPal, everything is on your Cash App, everything is digital. They shut that off until you bow down to this image, until you bow down to this idol, until you receive the mark on your right hand or your forehead, the mark of what you do and what you think. You will not be able to buy or sell because the beast says so. All the world now is looking for the beast to bring about peace in the Middle East, to bring about peace in the Strait of Hormuz, to bring about peace in Iran, to bring about peace between the Jews and the Arabs, to bring about peace all over the world. And he says that traditionally the church has always stood behind self-defense. Well, Jesus said, if your enemy hurts you, the Bible says to turn the other cheek. Go the extra mile. Forgive those. Forgive your enemy. There is.
Yeah, I think that's. So the gulag, right? So they can track anyone and everyone across the world, but they can't find your missing children. Why is that? Because they're the ones taking them. If they got the system to track everybody and know where everybody's at, then what the hell are you waiting on the kids to be rescued for? You know where they're at, don't they? That's what I said. I said, wow, so y'all can do all this? So that means you know where everybody is. And the head, and you even know, you can even count the hair on their heads with these systems.
And now when they arrest you, they take their DNA.
Oh yeah.
Surveillance center is child's play compared to what I'm about to tell you about. They've already, the White House ballroom, the underground surveillance center is child's play compared to what I'm about to tell you about. They've already set up the scariest surveillance apparatus that I've ever seen, and it's being deployed. And I don't think enough people know about it to stop it, but we can stop it. I went to follow the money on flock cameras because I had been hearing about them and I wanted to learn more about them and see what was going on. So as I do, I follow the money. If you're new here, I spent 20 years in intelligence. I now follow the money, uncover fraud, corruption in nonprofits, corporations, politicians, people trying to screw Americans. You can find my deep dives on Substack, and it's free to subscribe. All right, so flock are the actual cameras. They're not the game cameras like I actually thought, the ones that monitor birds. The name of the company is called Flock Cameras. It was born, I think, like 2018, 3 Georgia Tech students. One of them was a victim of a crime, and he found out that, hey, license plates are pretty much the linchpin in catching a criminal. And then Flock was born. And it's in like 5,000 towns, and there's over 80,000 cameras now across the United States. And it's meant to catch crime. However, since the past like 2 years, they've started to add accessories to their flock cameras. And those accessories aren't like bracelets. Think of them as more electric dog collars. And they've taken innocent capability to catch criminals, and they start turning it into something that gets pretty nefarious pretty quick. And that's what I found in my Follow the Money. So let's go through the different parts of it. Your flock cameras are your cameras that are attached to light poles, pretty much, and they trace license plates. But they've gotten an AI capability since, and they can also tell just by dents on your car or scratches or bumper stickers, which, by the way, don't ever have bumper stickers on your car, please. Just personal security things, but they'll trace the car via that now, not just license plates. Okay, great. You're going to catch criminals. Great. Well, then Flock was like, well, I'm going to buy a drone company. And now what happens is it can hear someone scream, or a camera says you need to deploy, there's a crime, and it automatically deploys a drone that can surveil the car or whatever it's chasing 2,000 feet up in the air. Well, now let's talk about its other dog collar apparatus called Nova. Nova is an accessory that goes onto the flock camera, but it tracks you as a person. It turns your license plate into everything about you. So you're driving along, and the flock camera that has this Nova apparatus on it, well, all of a sudden, it's like not only does this car and this license plate belong to this person, but this person is married to this person and has these kids and lives in this place, and here's their phone number. Everything about you, your pattern of life, everything. An investigation just like a year or 2 ago found that Nova didn't just pull from open source or legal data sets. It pulled from the dark web as well, which includes your social security number, your bank information, your email that was leaked, your password that was leaked. So now they have all of that and can do whatever they want technically. And you're like, oh, they would never do that. Well, a cop in Texas was found searching Flock database for had an abortion, woman. And when he didn't like the results, when it turned 1,800 results, he's excited to expand it into different states where abortions were legal, by the way. So now he has access to all the flock cameras. That should scare the out of you. But it gets better. As I do when I follow the money, I start to put together a puzzle, right? It's an analytical puzzle. It's how is everything connected? And when I started looking at these surveillance companies, and I was like, well, Flock's getting a little weird. Who's their investor? Because it's starting to look nefarious. Well, their investor, Andreas Horowitz, one of the first investors, the biggest investors in flock cameras. Well, I've heard that name before because I've done a lot of research on Ehud Barak, J.E.'s best friend who lived in his place. Ehud Barak was also the prime minister of the blue and white country and probably the most decorated military intelligence person that they've ever had. Well, he created 3 companies, and I recognized Andre Horowitz because he invested in Toka. If you want to go back and look at my videos on Toka, you can. It's very scary, but Toka is the company that Ehud Barak had that he helped sell to our intelligence agencies that can go into any live camera and alter the footage in real time or past, doesn't matter. It can take things away. It can create fake footage, whatever, it doesn't matter, and leave no forensic evidence. Andreas Horowitz, well, he was an investor in Toka. Ehud Barak also is the co-founder of Carbine that has since been sold, but it's the 911 system that when you call 911, it can get into your microphone, it can get into your camera, it can know your exact location. Well, they've also sold this technology to the cars that are about to spy on us. That's this. I'm going to show you how all this connects. Because if you think about it, we have a surveillance system that already exists, run by corporations, okay? Like, where's the privacy? Getting all of our data, knowing everything about us, connected to a company through an investor, the biggest investor, that can alter any footage they want, and then you've got a drone involved, you could technically make someone a criminal. And here's how they all connect. All of the companies, you have Andre Horowitz up there, and you also have Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel's Founders Fund, well, they also invested in Flock and Carbine. So we've got Carbine, Toka, all connected to Flock through large investors. Okay, nothing to see here though, folks. I'll put this graphic on my Substack for you guys. All right, stay tuned for part 2 where I'm going to tell you about their competitor that used to work with Flock that now branched off and they're doing their own thing and now they can track our Bluetooth devices. And the company is from an Italian military defense company. We've got like spy competitors for the United States. Stay tuned.
The data's being,
So that's from at the Leah Files on TikTok.
data goes to foreign companies too.
Yeah. 911 calls were going to Tel Aviv.
Yes.
Epstein. All of it's connected. Everything's Epstein. That's why we're worried about Iran not getting nukes. Like, dude.
That's why Isaac Cappy did that song saying everything's linked to Epstein.
Do you like being watched, listened to, and tracked 24 hours a day? D-Flock may have a solution, but the CEO of Flock says...
And then unfortunately, there's terroristic organizations like D-Flock, whose primary motivation is chaos. They are closer...
So he's calling D-Flock a terrorist organization. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Informing the people is now a terrorist city.
to Antifa than they are anything else.
The question...
Antifa.
Okay, it's when they accuse someone else of being something, that is what they are themselves. So projection. Why would he go to that extreme? Because that's what he's doing himself. What is he doing?
Do you like being watched, listened to, and tracked 24 hours a day? D-Flock may have a solution, but the CEO of Flock says...
And then unfortunately there's terrorist...
CEO of Flock? Is this the young man from Georgia Tech? Is this like another Mark Zuckerberg who created Facebook in his college dorm room? Right. Because he got robbed once. Like, I got robbed, but that didn't mean I wanted to go violate everyone in America's constitutional rights.
Exactly.
Dumbass.
That's a bullshit story.
Like, give me a break. Like, if you get, like, something happens to you, yeah, you
deal with it.
Right. You should have been packing. Dumbass. Second Amendment.
Should have been packing.
Organizations like D-Flock, whose primary motivation is chaos. They are closer to Antifa than they are anything else.
The question is, what are the capabilities of the...
Antifa means anti-fascist, right? Nazi Germany.
Anti-fascist.
Like the
yeah,
World War II veterans of the United States were anti-fascist.
Current Flock cameras that we...
But yet fascism is being presented by the Flock cameras?
So if you're not anti-fascist, then you're for fascism?
Right. He's an anti-fascist. Well, no shit, I hope so.
If you don't know what that means, then you're just going to repeat it. Right?
It's like he's an anti-Nazi. He doesn't like Nazis. What the hell is wrong? Let me see the papers.
Like anarchist, right? Not exactly what the...
So now when they get your phone and your phone's got your bank records and your bank records and your medical records and all that shit, then you start going, oh, now I see why they're making a big deal. Why are they so upset about the Flock cameras being up? Because it's more than that. It's more than just license plate readers. They can find the bad guy. When they're doing 12,000 scans or 12,000, when they're searching 12,000 people in the community, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, because it's called geofencing, right? And they act like if they were looking for one person, they geofence the entire community. That actually, there's Supreme Court case coming up on that, if that's constitutional or not, which clearly isn't. But
So now, if you have somebody that's riding in your car that may be doing some nefarious things, now they connected them to you in your car, whether you knew about it or not.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So now they're connecting this big life log or this like minority report.
exactly.
They could literally, yeah, we're already there. It's not like we're waiting for something to happen. We're already in it. We've been
Like
in it.
that guy said, the blocks is old.
Yeah,
they have
flock
other
is.
stuff attached to that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we went into the minority report,
Yeah.
into LifeLog, into like, imagine looking at a computer screen of a city and then being able to zoom in on a city block and then and each tag is above each person's head because of their phone signals. And it's boom, it tells you right, and then they can go in to you as an individual walking down the street,
Like in
tap
China.
into that, your whatever you're got going on, and monitor you that way.
They are closer to Antifa than they are anything else.
The question is, what are the capabilities of the current flock cameras that we have? And the problem is, a lot of people really don't know. But here's what he says:
just start doing it and just kind of brute forced through pain.
Guys, his name is Garrett Langley. Like the Langley Air Force Base, like Langley CIA headquarters, isn't that Langley?
Yeah.
These are all companies, offshoots of the CIA. That's all this is. The all-seeing eye, Big Brother, 1984. It's why this is looking like the way it is. They get young guys like this, like Mark Zuckerberg's or the other one, Elon, all these little young guys, 30, right? Make it look like they want to save humanity.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, you got a last name Langley.
But they're just the face.
I know. They have to do it that way because it's illegal for the CIA to do it, so they have to contract it out to others that are willing to get the contracts, like Trump administration, Trump's sons, and they'll get the contracts with the drones to surveil, right?
And sweat. Our customers have no idea what version of camera they're on. They think they have the Flock camera. We're on version like 4.6 or whatever.
And here's the problems that we know about so far.
The scariest part about the 18 cops so far found to use the Flock system to stalk their exes, but it wasn't just their exes they were stalking. And we're not just talking looking up license plates a couple of times. This one police chief in Kansas alone ran his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend's license plates hundreds of times, using the information to then hunt them down.
Do you like being watched, listened to, and tracked 24 hours a day? D-Flock.
Hell yeah, I do. Please track me, baby. Track me harder.
They've been doing it. They've been tracking us all.
I know. It's sad. That's Lord knows better.
A viral report has emerged online claiming that Flock security cameras are being targeted with laser pointers, raising concerns about damage to surveillance equipment in multiple locations. According to the circulating accounts, individuals have allegedly been using green laser pointers directed at the cameras, which may interfere with their sensors or temporarily disrupt functionality. In some reported cases, the devices were said to stop working properly and required maintenance or replacement. The incidents have reportedly led to increased repair costs for the company operating the systems. Technicians are sent out to assess and restore affected units. The exact extent of the damage has not been independently verified. Online reactions to the situation have been mixed, with some users expressing approval or encouragement of the behavior, citing concerns about surveillance and privacy, while others have warned that intentionally damaging public or private monitoring equipment may carry legal consequences. Authorities in the company have not issued detailed public statements confirming the scale of the issue, and it remains unclear how widespread the problem is or how many devices have been affected.
What about them surveilling us unconstitutionally?
Right. So laser pointer, 1,000 lumens.
But every time somebody does something to them, it's just tacking on the cost to us. That's why the knowledge, you have to be more knowledgeable about everything instead of.
Those are private, they're owned by private companies, though. Right?
There's. All right.
The government just contracts with them.
Oh, so the government will just end up paying them more money for them because people are trying to take them down. You'd have to take everyone down. It's got to be done through knowledge. It can't be done through trying to take them down. Everybody has to be on board with not participating in it.
Well, it's kind of hard not to participate when they have it out there aimed at you. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's part of our knowledge with knowing the Constitution and knowing that we're not even supposed to have licenses for anything. You can't get people to agree on even that. So
I know
it's frustrating.
Here's the truth. Here's the truth.
Y'all ready for the truth?
No. Go for it.
Are you sure?
Here's the truth. Here's the truth. The cloud was a lie, a devilish lie, and we all repeated it for a decade. I don't need the files on my laptop. They're up in the cloud. Turns out the cloud is actually massive concrete coffins here on Earth, in neighborhoods, by schools and shopping malls, the size of cities and communities all over America. Here's the truth. Here's the truth.
It's not in the cloud, folks.
Pros are out there spinning a narrative to try and make it that we're all a bunch of hooligans.
Yeah.
I'm not a hooligan. I live this. This is my life every day. These guys are gaining for themselves. They're in it for themselves. The rest of the people are losing. And that's union versus union. That's working man versus working man. Exactly. It's everything. It doesn't matter what political spectrum you're on. Massachusetts, it's Democrat run. And this is proof positive right here in my backyard that corruption can happen in no matter what party it is when it comes to tech bros and the money that goes with these data centers. Yeah. You're in the Democratic stronghold of the country. And this company is running amok. Governor Healy has meddled in my own personal appeal against this company. They've had 3 plan approvals before the DEP.
Governor Healy, for people that don't know, is a Democrat.
She is a Democrat, correct. However, Markley Group has also given to the Republican governor before her when he first came in, Charlie Baker. He received money from him as well. And also he tried to stop the millionaires tax from happening. So he gave I think it was about $4 million to the super PAC that was trying to fight the millionaires tax in Massachusetts. So the other thing, the component that you don't get, but you're going to eventually figure out is unions. So there is union versus union. These data center bros or tech bros or whatever they call them, these tech bros that exist out there are literally dividing the working people against each other. And so how are they doing that? They're using unions. IBEW is making a shit ton of money off of building these data centers across the country. So much so they can't even find enough people to build them. So they're training people up, which is growing their membership ranks. So they're so happy.
For people that don't understand, when you're in a union, the idea is that the dues go to the union and that union protects you.
Yes. But the problem is that people don't understand that's one union. What is data centers, or specifically artificial intelligence, doing to the job market? AI is literally going to destroy every entry-level job that is out there and other jobs. And all this because one union doesn't want to turn their backs on this to make it make sense for everybody.
Online, there's people saying that this rise against data centers is being pushed by foreign governments trying to slow down the United States in the AI race. What do you say to that?
Well, my opposition was before that came out. Okay. My problems with this data center existed long before that narrative came out, which I've only recently, very recently heard. Yeah. And that's because the tech bros are out there spinning a narrative to try and make it that we're all a bunch of hooligans.
Yeah.
I'm not a hooligan. I live this.
So everybody that says something about it is being called some kind of domestic terrorist, or they're bought, paid for, and whatever. Actually, these are locals. Yeah.
So something that I feel like more people need to know, data centers don't actually need water. They need cooling systems, and they're using water because it's the cheapest way to do it. Yeah, data centers, they generate like a shitload of heat, and if the heat's not removed somehow, the servers will overheat and it all stops working. So when people are hearing like AI is consuming millions of gallons of water, we're all just assuming it's like this unavoidable part of the technology, but that's actually not true. And it almost is like worse. They don't need water. They're just doing this for no fucking reason because it's the cheapest option. They need cooling. There are alternatives, and I've wrote a few of them down. There's immersion cooling systems. They can literally submerge servers in a specifically designed synthetic fluid that absorbs heat. There's dielectric coolants that can circulate through equipment without conducting electricity. There's closed loop cooling systems that recycle coolant instead of constantly consuming fresh water. Dry cooling systems that use the air instead of evaporation. I don't know. I could pay people to blow on them to cool them off before wasting our water. Another thing, companies can even build data centers in colder climates to reduce cooling demands in the first place. The technology exists, is my point. The issue is that many of those alternatives that I just explained to you are more expensive. And that's the part that I think is interesting. Yeah, it's interesting they're wasting all the water. What's more interesting is they don't have to waste the water. Ordinary people, we're always told, like, conserve our water, take shorter showers, and water your lawn less, follow drought restrictions, be mindful of your water consumption. Meanwhile, some of the wealthiest corporations on earth are consuming enormous amounts of water because it's the cheapest way to cool their infrastructure. There's a difference between something that's necessary and something being the cheapest option available. When a human uses water, it's because they will die without it. When a data center uses water, it's because somebody in a boardroom ran the numbers and decided it was the most cost-effective cooling method. Who cares about the drinking water? The data centers. And I think that's a conversation that's worth having. Because if water is essential for human life, maybe human beings should have priority access to water before the latest AI model does. Just a thought.
Just saying. Just saying. So you see why Peter Thiel was asked the question, what do you think about humanity moving forward? They had struggled with that answer.
County and people of the internet. Today, we're going to give out some Say No to Data Center signs to my community. All right, got my daughter filming. Thank you, Stella. You're welcome. We are putting out the No Data Center signs. We have already delivered 5 in my neighborhood. We have a few more to go here, and then we will hit the main roads. Filming. Filming. You got to say action. Action. You having a good time? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, is this 113? They told me that you guys wanted a free no data center sign on Facebook. I'm sorry. Okay.
Can we keep that in the video? Can we keep that in the video? Yeah. Our last house. This is our last house. That's how much.
This is like the bane of my existence out here today, you guys. It's so hard to get one of these things out of here. Next time I go to give out signs, I'm definitely going to unpack them before. 16 18 signs this morning, you guys. So it's good for Grantville. Anybody that drives through our small town will know this is not what we want here. There are 2 coming to Grantville, one less than a mile from where I'm standing right now. So just imagine all the homes that are going to be affected by this data center. So I'm glad to spread the message. As you can see, I mean, people are listening. That is for sure. So thanks everybody for watching. Good morning.
Right. So that's Ansley Brown at Ansley's Garden on X. It was in the chat. So that's taking action, right? You get the knowledge, then you take the action. She's doing it
Do
peacefully.
what you can do. Just what you.
Right? Educate the public, like most people don't know. Right? They're not really talking about it on their favorite news station, like the way the independent journalists are covering it, and how it affects everybody's day-to-day lives. And water is important, right, for the survival. I mean, we got a lot of water. I don't understand.
I think, of the world. And that also just
6G will track everyone everywhere, all day, every day. That's what the CEO of Qualcomm just admitted in a podcast.
6G is going to do, not only at your neighborhood, not only at the city, at the state, but at the entire country level, will map the digital twin, I think, of the world. And that also become very interesting. Of course, in today's, I think, environment, if I say that, everybody will understand it. Like you can do drone detection. You know, everything that is moving is going to be tracked. You have a radar at scale.
So basically, 6G won't just track digital devices. They're talking about building a model of the entire world where they can track anything that moves.
Oh, yeah. And they can access it on a TV screen. They can zoom in to a city, zoom into your county, zoom into your neighborhood, zoom into your street, and actually watch you walking around. You have your own little file, click on it, access all your shit. Just like that. Everything. They're creating a digital version of reality in this world. And they're going to know where all the fish are. They're going to know where all the dolphins are, where all the whales are, even in the ocean.
They don't even, they put it out there as like you're going to have stronger coverage. Like I can't even walk out downstairs and out of the building without losing signal. So they've been full of crap about that. That's how they market it.
Oh yeah, they market it.
Well, they got a better
faster
signal on the
internet
moon
and
in the
stuff.
60s.
It has nothing to do with that.
This is even scarier than what he admitted earlier.
What is 6G? 6G is designed for AI.
Trump said you're going to be able to see under people's skin.
So
what's under people's skin? Some kind of Bluetooth signal? Chip?
in addition of the networks making connectivity and give you faster connections, will sense everything around you. You take the AI to the next level, you can actually get facial recognition of everybody in the room. That's going to be done at scale at a 6G network, and that's more context.
It almost makes no sense for him to admit something like this so publicly. But then again, they're all openly admitting that 6G is pretty damn scary.
So we're into 6G now. I just 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6. Let's do it again. What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into something?
Yeah, 5G brought in COVID.
To see inside your skin. See through your walls.
Somebody's skin. See how perfect it is. I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a nice feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna, but I tell you, So it's the 6 is coming, huh?
And by the way, this gets even worse because this 6G mass surveillance is also tied into all these AI companies and their shiny new products.
We're working with pretty much all of them.
Yeah, so like OpenAI, Meta.
All of them. And you have different things that people wear. Glasses is the easiest one to understand, but they're going to be more. They're going to be jewelry, pins, pendants, things that you wear, and it can connect you to an agent.
And if for some reason smart glasses aren't cutting it for you, well, you can go to your local Nokia store and get a 6G implant.
About 6G earlier, which is around 2030, I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
They're built directly into our bodies.
That's what Sabrina Wallace was talking about.
Yeah,
Wearables,
Internet of Things.
right? They got the glasses. They're going to do the jewelry, bracelets, rings.
Will be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
Hey, let's hear that again. Hold on.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
6.
Hey, well, hey, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. It's not a conspiracy theory or some wild, crazy, wacky shit found on the internet. That's the WEF. And when the WEF speaks, everybody listens.
I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
So they're not going to common interface with your phones anymore in the future. It's going to be through the body.
Yeah, they've said this iPhone 17 already does that.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
6.
Hell yeah. I'm looking for an upgrade.
Yeah,
I need a phone
it's
upgrade.
like that movie Upgrade. Remember?
Hell yeah. Now
And
you just
they get gets connected to.
now you just
need
get the
someone to talk to. There's an agent on the other line that comes and talks to him,
get upgraded. You get it. They come in. You give
help
you
him
a shot.
through his problems or whatever.
.369 and the number 7, both of them are hard-coded into one organ in your brain that lets you receive God. And they buried it on purpose. The pineal gland is a pea-sized organ at the geometric center of your brain. Every other part of your brain has a left and a right twin. The pineal gland stands alone. Yeshua said it directly in Matthew.
These are the real twin towers. See that? The two towers? That's 191. All right, this is where you connect, not to AI. This is AI, but not that I. Get it?
Right.
Right. Where you get your information from? Grok. Hey, Grok. What is such and such, such and such? So you're tapping into the artificial and not authentic intelligence. Hard coded within us all. They're tapping into it with the technology, either bioweapons.
Into one organ in your brain that lets you receive God. And they buried it on purpose. The pineal gland is a pea-sized organ at the geometric center of your brain. Every other part of your brain has a left and a right twin. The pineal gland stands alone. Yeshua said it directly in Matthew 6:22. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. He was pointing at the organ. Now here's where it gets interesting. The 7th letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Zayin. Its gematria value is 7. Its name means crown. 7 times 7 is 49. The pineal gland forms in the human fetus on day 49.
So 7, right? 7-11 between the two towers.
And the same day the embryo decides if it will be male or
49 days. Let's close back.
7 times 7 is 49. The pineal gland forms in the human fetus on day 49, the same day the embryo decides if it will be male or female, the same number that Tibetan monks chant for 49 days between death and rebirth in the Bardo. This is divine design. Tesla said, if you knew the magnificence of 369, you would have the keys to the universe. The crown chakra resonates at 963 hertz, Reverse the digits, it's 369. The pineal frequency is the Tesla code playing in your skull. Sacred geometry calls it the seat of life. 6 circles fit perfectly around the 7th in the center. Your pineal gland is that 7th circuit, the hidden center. The yogis call it Anja. The alchemists called it the seat of the soul. The Egyptians carved it on every temple wall as the Eye of Horus, which when you overlay it on the brain scans, traces exactly the outline of the pineal gland. Project MKUltra, Stargate, remote viewing programs at Stanford Research Institute, funded by the CIA from 1972 to 1995, they were testing what the pineal gland does when it's activated. The same governments that funded that research put fluoride in your water. Fluoride calcifies the pineal gland faster than any other tissue in the body. The inner Christ enters the body through the pineal gland. Read Revelation again with that lens, and the whole book stops being prophecy about the world. It's about anatomy, and it's about you. Stop drinking fluoridated water. Get sunlight on your eyes within 30 minutes of waking. Sit in silence for 7 minutes a day, and let the gland breathe. The system we're in buried the pineal under 3 layers of cover. Religious translation, hidden scripture, government chemistry hardened in your skull, and cultural noise drowned the frequency that activates it. They did it all for a reason. The pineal is the organ that makes you ungovernable. A human whose third eye is open does not need a priest to tell him what God is. He doesn't need a politician to tell him what is true. He doesn't need a screen to tell him who he is. You have a crown inside of your head. The 7th seal, the 49th day, the 963 frequencies, the single eye Yeshua told you about 2,000 years ago. Open that damn thing. Thank you, and I love you.
Yeah, open that third eye. Gotta open that third eye so you see through the bullshit.
Hey, would it help if you made a copper crown for everybody? Should we just have copper crowns all over our heads?
It wouldn't hurt, I guess.
No, it wouldn't hurt.
I had a copper tiara that goes around your head with a crystal in the middle of the head.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Unabomber and you live in a shack in the mountains with no electricity and no electronics and no connectivity and no cell phone. That's the only way you can be safe. Otherwise, if somebody really wants to find you, they're going to find you. They're going to do it. I mean, even Saddam Hussein, we found in a hole in the ground. Bin Laden, we found. Zawahiri, we found. Unless you're the...
If there's any interfering energies in your energy field, it is usually represented as a distortion in your physical body. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is to place your hands together like book pages. There is a line that comes below your little finger up towards your third finger. I want you to match those up like book pages. Then I want you to let your eyes follow up to this top crease on your little finger. And do they match? Yes. Or is one longer out of alignment? If they don't match, simply I'm going to tell you your polarities are out. And we want your energies balanced, right? So my question to you is, if there's anything interfering with your free will choice and your ability to manifest and move forward according to your heart's desire, do you choose to be free? Yes. Yes. If you choose to be free, I invite all of you to do this just for the exercise. From the divine love that flows within my being. Whatever is in my auric field that is interfering with my free will choice, whether it is here with or without my permission, I command, in the name of the Creator, and the divine love that flows within my being, that it goes to the nucleus of its being. I command that this now be transmuted into the divine expression of creative love. And so it is. Now, for those whose hands may have been out of alignment, if you check now, you might be surprised to find out they're in alignment. For simplicity's sake, I would say that your polarities were off, and they were. But for you of higher understanding here tonight, I'm going to suggest and tell you that you had an entity. There's more than one soul in that body. And picking up an entity is not unusual. We could take the next 10 people walking down the street and you'd find several with their hands out. But you don't have to pick them up You don't have to embody them. You can simply, by this beautiful proclamation, send them home. We sent them to the nucleus of their being. That is the golden spark that lies within each one of us that connects us to Creator. As long as you have an emotional bond to a loved one, they cannot cross over. They cannot leave the earth plane. The greatest gift of love you can ever give someone is to let them go.
It's like in that movie, dreams may come true, right?
Yeah.
She couldn't leave until she stopped mourning. Kept them trapped.
Yeah. Trouble trap.
I just have a quick question. If you still go to church, are your pastors, preachers, fathers, whatever it is that you call them, are they up there every Sunday preaching about what's really going on in the world? Are they talking about this parasitic class that are doing the things to the children? You know, the sack, rye, ficing, the ritual, the eating of actual children. This is not conspiracy. This is fact. You can pull it right from our government websites and read through certain emails and know that this is going on. So I want to know if they are up there speaking on this stuff. Every day they should be speaking on this stuff, or are they just gladly accepting your 10% while telling you to quit being a sinner? Because I mean, I just think it's time we start calling it out. There is a reason why Jesus himself came back and flipped those tables. And at this point, I just think it's going to be up to us, the non-religious people, the rebels, the Mustangs, to do it. Because we aren't indoctrinated sheep. So, are they?
Me cause I one of us home and been bombing me up out of my ghetto. I won't say
As a Jew in the world, how am I supposed to walk the streets? As a Jew in the world, how am I supposed to walk the streets?
Hey everybody, New York Jew here, and today I'm going to teach you how to walk the streets of New York, okay? Because, you know, some of you might not be feeling safe. So what you got to do, in case you forgot, you take your right leg and you walk forward like that. Then you take your left leg and move like that. And then we're walking. Here, walk with me, walk with me. Let's go try this out. All right, today we are in Little Palestine. As you can see, I'm walking around just fine, all right? Around tons of Palestinian people, and clearly as a Jew, so it's all love here. It's all peace. Love. What up, baby? What's going on? That's all the lingo, man. You doing a video right now? Yeah, doing a video. Yeah, just showing that's all love out here. That, you know, there's always love for Jews and Palestinians. This ain't not, we don't have to Zionists. It's a big difference. You want to get some shawarma? Hell yeah, let's do it, baby. Free Palestine all day.
That lady said she didn't know she was going to walk down the street. He's at the party.
As a Jew in the world, how am I supposed to walk the streets?
Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. What are you waiting for, an Uber?
Yeah, or Elon's electric car.
Wait, oh, you're waiting for that electric car?
country in the world that stood next to these guys for the last fucking, 80 years. Like the only one. So what are you going to fight the motherfuckers that have been literally fighting for you this entire time? And by the way, none of them really were ever told the truth that they were fighting for you. They always got conned into it. They got conned into it through messages of like, oh, there's weapons of mass destruction. And there's this and there's that and there's this. And then we send our men and women over there to fucking destroy these countries, which has come to be very obvious that the reason that we were sent over there to destroy these countries was to benefit them. So like people have woken up to this shit,
The great noticing is what they call it.
You're your own leader. You are your own leader. But it's our government. Government's a word made up to control your mind.
You brought this up to me. Politicians are literally actors.
Politicians are just actors. They're just placed to put a facade. Hey, I'm here to help you. Have they ever helped us? They bring us to war. They constantly point fingers. They constantly criticize. They constantly put down other people. They constantly put in laws. How can you put in law if you're a criminal? How many criminals get away with things because of the word government and government officials? In time, the God in us all, that light is getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And it's not violent. It's just, you know what? You guys all over-welcomed your stay. And you've proven that your leadership has not led to love and peace and inspiration. I watch little communities get built over and over and over again. Across our whole country, little communities get built everywhere. People can build communities. People can build one another. People can build what we'll call a church, a community to look after one another. They've overwhelmed their stay, and they've brought nothing but chaos, enslavement, taking your money, sending your child to go fight for something we don't even know. It's just what they told us. I think their time is up, and I think everyone around the world feels it. Until they start offering beauty, peace, love, God, Jesus, the love of Jesus, I don't have much use for them. My wife surprised me on this trip, and she's been around for a week. That you admire us together, you admire her. Well,
no, that plays into it because he's kind of caught.
She found Jesus.
You can't put him down, play up. I don't know. It's not right.
I love to make up a story or whatever, but that's her base.
When the federal government invented the income tax. It was temporary. It was for the Civil War. When the war ended, it went away. Then in 1894, they tried to bring it back. Congress passed it. In 1895, the Supreme Court of the United States struck it down. Pollock versus Farmers Loan and Trust. Unconstitutional. The highest court in the land looked the federal government in the eye and said, "You do not have the power to tax the income of the American people." This is where it gets heavy. They didn't accept the ruling. They didn't find another way. They didn't go back to the drawing board. They changed the Constitution, specifically to override the Supreme Court. In 1913, the 16th Amendment was ratified, giving Congress the explicit power to collect income taxes. The same government that lost in court rewrote the rules so they couldn't lose again. In the same year, 1913, the Federal Reserve was created. The income tax, the central bank, same year. Think about that. Nobody alive today voted for any of it. You were born into a system that was built over a court ruling that said it was illegal. And then it changed the law to make it legal. That's not government. That's not democracy. That's not representation. That's a government that doesn't take no for an answer. Nothing I say on this channel is a secret. It's all out there. Court documents, government records, news archives. You can Google anything I say and find it's true. I'm just a guy reading it to you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you aware yet?
Are we there yet? Are you aware yet?
Cameras are old news. The new one they're using is called Signal Trace. It's basically an add-on for these license plate reader cameras. And what it does is it takes every signal from every device in your car as you drive past it and logs it. It builds a profile of all of your devices and the devices of anyone who's in the car with you. It can detect any kind of electronic signal, but it particularly uses Bluetooth. So it can track everything that uses Bluetooth down to your tire pressure sensor. In order to avoid this signal trace technology, here is what you should not do. Do not buy a car older than 2008 that does not have an infotainment system or Bluetooth tire pressure sensor. Do not click that orange link that takes you to a 5-pack of Faraday bags for like 27 bucks. Do not place all of your devices like smartwatches, earbuds, cell phones, key fobs inside of those Faraday bags while driving. Faraday bags block any and all electronic signal coming from devices inside the bag. This is getting really serious. This is going way beyond just license plate and facial recognition. It's now to the point where every single device that emits a signal inside of the vehicle is being tracked and logged to build a profile on you. So, new rule for riding in my car, folks. You are not allowed to have a device outside of a Faraday bag.
Still off. They'll connect you with everybody that person's connected with, and then that person's connected with, and that person's connected with.
It already does it on Facebook. You know,
Called
it, says
LifeLog.
it has your friend suggestions.
You can just walk past somebody at the Walmart. You can see them at the Walmart, and then go on your Facebook later, and you'll see that person on the Facebook as people you may know because you came within a certain perimeter of their phone.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they're.
We've been sold. This part of the show kind of sucks. You know, the
Right,
shit
it
show.
does. But this is really this is what they've been doing.
It's D-class.
It is D-class. Everyone's waiting for D-class. It's been going on this whole entire time.
Yeah. And then, you know, I don't think that they mind us telling about anything because it's more being introduced to people that don't know. So they don't mind us talking about it because people need to know. That guy in the video, he looked like how dogs look at you when they're trying to tell you something. You noticed with his eyes, he looked over. It was really cute.
Have you seen the dogs? These dogs right here?
Yes, I love that.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, this feels wrong, gang. We might as well just walk side by side, Coco. It's like I'm walking a possessed Goofy.
Bro. Bro.
Sonny, why are you fucking a human, dude? Can you stop standing, please?
Benji. Benji. Hey.
Come on, Dexter. Here.
Look at this distinguished gentleman. Look at the way he is sitting. Yes, very distinguished. I see.
Maggie, are you trying to steal my man? Maggie!
Does anybody else's dog sit on them like a literal human child? Or is it just mine?
Excuse me. What?
What you doing there, Kiki?
Oh.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Hey, it's gone. What the fuck?
Why are you mad at me?
My goodness.
Who are you?
She's a scary driver, isn't she?
Just driving like Zadie.
Hey.
Which one?
That one. That,
What kind of
sitting
dog
up
is
straight.
this one?
Yeah.
What kind of dog is this? Anybody know?
No.
I don't know if that's
All
a
the
dog.
ones that look like that, they said it like humans almost. Act
Yeah.
like humans.
See, they get caught out of character. You're supposed to be playing the part of a dog, and then we catch them walking. And it's like, this is shit that they do amongst themselves. Now humans are starting to see it. I don't know. Is anybody?
That was really cute when it scooched away.
Uh-huh.
But this dog right here was the funniest one. This one.
Somebody else's dog sit on them like a literal human child.
Like the head?
Our dog bit our other dog like a kid. That's on a playground, right? They go up and bite him. And I said, just bite him. She just looked at him like all innocent.
I found a new, if time to get hard, the dryer goes out. I found a new dryer that you can get, futuristic, right?
I come across some pretty cool and interesting things from time to time. This might be the coolest thing I've found in a little while. Let's keep him out there. So open this up. And there's your clothesline. Isn't that nice? I come across some pretty cool.
Zip it right outside, and then zip it back in. You don't even have to leave the room. Dryer right there. And it goes in the back door.
Sun disinfection. Clothes.
Yeah. All right, let's see the stars spinning. You don't get to see that with the naked eye because it moves, the stars move so slow. But when you get it on a film, this is like 12 hours of fast forwarded in like 30 seconds. See the movement, how we're stationary, everything circles around us. See that? Didn't do that. Oh, and did y'all see the, well, hell, I'm on it for that. I'll say that for another show.
Golden age of being someone who fixes things. I just bought a plasma cutter from China that plugs into a 110 outlet. All it needed was a 30 amp fuse. And it was $68 delivered. Plasma cutter that every garage in the country should have if you're a car guy. I mean, it's $700 at Harbor Freight. And so we're living in a world right now where the tools that we need at home for a hobbyist are cheaper than ever. Whatever kind of machine or project you're into, cheaper than ever. Talk about a 15 to 20-year-old car that is in perfect running condition, but it's 15 or 20 years old, right? 99 out of 100 people in this country get a quote at a repair shop for like $500, $1,000. And after 15 years or so, they're not going to fix the car. And it's on Facebook Marketplace for $3,000. Whether the car new was $70,000 or it was 19 brand new, under $5,000, all these cars are available. They're all 15-year-old cars. And these are cars that you could get in the car and you could drive to California from Boston and probably make it without a breakdown.
These are not wrecks. I just bought a VW convertible Beetle that I'm going to turn into a pickup truck for my lovely wife. I paid $1,000 for the car. It's a running driving car where the windows won't go up and down. It's probably a comfort control module. Even if I don't know what's wrong with the windows, you go online and there's 9 YouTube videos about VW Beetles with the windows not going up and down. This is a golden age of doing projects. I've never in my life seen anything easier to do. And yet, as you probably already know, if you're even thinking about doing a project like a Smith performance car, if you have these skills, you're kind of very unique. People don't do this anymore. So even though your abilities might not be all the way the best, maybe you weren't raised to do car work, maybe your parents never taught you, whatever, you can go online and you can have a PhD in car air conditioning repair in about an hour and a half. It's unbelievable.
That's true. That's what I was talking about. Use AI to your advantage as a tool.
Right.
Said you can
Educate
pick
yourself.
anything, just watch a YouTube
Watch a
and
video. That's what I do.
save a lot of money.
If it's something I've never done before, and I see a video that somebody's done it, and I can say, "Oh, okay," then
Yeah.
you don't have to go. You cuts the learning curve a little bit.
It does.
And you're not going in blind.
Use that. I mean, you can do anything. Recipes, soap making, anything. They have like you said, 9, 10, 20 videos on that.
Politicians and news, no matter what news you think is the right one or the ones with the facts, they are the pure, evil, dark, demonic pressure that is in your life every day. If you came home every day, would you hang out with someone that talks like a politician and talks like the news every day? We need to go kill this one and that one's a jerk and blah, 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 and I'm gonna do this. You can't stand people like that. I can't stand people go, I'm this and I'm that and I'm gonna do this. Oh, stop with the I am thy Lord and God and I am greatness. You're not. You're causing mass destruction for yourself and everyone around you. But yet we'll allow that in our home and on our tabs, and we'll read it every single day.
That's all, folks. Get real tomatoes.
Oh, gee.
Grow real tomatoes. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. 6/26, 2026. 26/26.
Good night, everybody.
The sun stands still upon the stone, four winds whisper each alone. North calls silence, east brings flame, south breathes shadow, west hides name. Ancient markers line the way, guiding hearts that dare to stay. Beneath the sky where mysteries sleep, the sacred watch their vigil keep. Cardinal point reached, the circle glows, the gates are closed, the secret knows. Light bends low, the compass requires, the sun descends, you never die. Through the ages, through the night, hidden paths reveal their light. What was lost now stands disclosed. Cardinal point reached, gate closed. Echo voices that never die. Keys of dawn and dusk entwine. Guard the truth, the stars design. Moonlit symbols softly shine, tracing out a grand design. Every step and every sign leads the seeker through time. Cardinal point reached, the circle glows. the gates are closed, the secret knows. Light bends low, the compass cries, the sun descends yet never dies. Through the ages, through the night, hidden paths reveal their light. What was lost now stands disclosed. Cardinal point reached, gate closed. Goes pale, one step more, the light imposed. Cardinal point reached, gate closed. Stars align in silent grace. Heaven's map reveals its place. Past and future interposed. At the threshold now enclosed. Golden embers kiss the air. Ancient wisdom lingers there. Every ending bursts of flame. Nothing leaves the way it came. From the darkness rises sight. From the twilight comes the light. In the circle sacred hold. New stories from the old unfold. Cardinal point reached, the circle glows. The gates are closed, the secret knows. Long light fades, the world repose. Cardinal point reached, gate closed. Yet beyond the setting sun, another journey has begun. No one door stands firmly closed. 1,000 more are now exposed. Carrying truth, the ancients know. The compass rests, the path is shown. Cardinal point reached, and the seeker has grown.